everybody. Thank you so much. Very good morning, good afternoon, good evening, in the participants, lovely professionals. See you joining from various parts of the globe. Thank you very much for joining in. I'm your friend, Saurabh, and probably I can spend about half an hour on this with you on the incredible topic. Question one, am I audible? Maybe you can just put your thoughts in the Q&A because chat would be disabled. So you can chat with me though on Q&A section rather, right? So I've got a quick question for all of you to start with. The question is, any of the certification course related to your respective profession, would you love to do it online or would you love to do offline? That means from classroom session, like a welcome back to school. And absolutely be honest with your opinions. Let me know your opinions on Q&A. Any kind of education certification that you do, any for that matter. Online or in the classroom, face-to-face. Come on, guys. Just type your answers on Q&A. I hope you heard my question. Thank you so much. All of you, please type your answers, type responses, please, so that I understand where you're coming from. All right. Okay, wonderful. I have got my own opinion, but I will not probably declare that right now. Probably after half an hour, I'll just mention that opinion of mine. For now, let me just put some thoughts of mine in front of you. So let me share my screen with you guys. And there you go. Okay. So let's try to bridge the gap. There's nothing right and wrong here. I'm just going to put some ideas of mine, and let's see if you have got some brilliant thoughts on it to collaborate. About me, started my journey with ProThoughts in 2017 onwards, and we are a global ATP for PMI today, and we've been almost now, it's 10 years. ProThoughts got established in 2014, and my journey started with 2017 with that. Who am I? Okay, industry professional, just like you and I both. Just like you, I'm the practicing professional, currently being a coach, mentor, you could say the agile coach as well. You could probably say that the project manager, also worked as a program manager as well in the portfolio management as well. Set up a PMO for a couple of organizations, global organizations rather, and coached and trained about 10,000 plus project professionals. This has been being done out of 30 years, almost like 15 years now, the facilitation on the various certifications and the courses. So that's what I am. So there is a good amount of dilemma, and people keep asking when I do the certification trainings for the various batches. People keep asking me before they join. And that's the reason I thought that let me try to have the small kind of a webinar session where I collect your ideas as well. And then I put up my thoughts based on what people have said or what people have requested me to do. So without any ado, let me try to put some thoughts on my experiences online versus classroom sessions that I have seen. I've coached both in the whole world of COVID 2021 onwards. In fact, 2020 onwards, in fact, we've been online left, right, center. Not that we weren't online before that, we were, but the COVID gave us a positive opportunity for us to collaborate with like-minded professionals like you when multiple batches, and we did a good amount of business, to be honest, during those last 3 years, and then it just sustained. So yes, online was the definite, or rather is the definite preference for many of the professionals which find challenges traveling, navigating the complexities of the traffic, etc. Right? But there is a different kind of a fun or different kind of an experience on the classroom session, which I'm going to bring through. And I'm going to put this dilemma at the rest. At the end of the day, you make a decision whether you would want not only just the PMP or a PGMP or a PFMP or any discipline agile certification, but any other certifications also, right? And if you have questions, feel free to ask me in Q&A. Right, so this is a very quick thought process of mine in terms of agenda. Why this dilemma? Of course, thanks to COVID again, 2020 onwards, probably earlier, you and I would have been gone into a lot of, or last whole decade, I would say, we would have all been into the, most of the time, prefer the classroom session, but then COVID brought us to the world of online. Now, there are pros and cons, definitely, on the online as well as the classroom world. I'm going to divide this one first, and this going to be my favorite topic, as always. I've been talked about in the multiple sessions with the people. Why this dilemma? Obviously, primarily because of the nature of the complexities that we get across in the real life scenarios that we do. We have got offices 9 to 6, 9 to 7, 9 to 8, or the different timings that we go through. At times, we might start at 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock as well, and we travel. And before COVID, we all had the mandate to go to the offices and, spend time. Travel time at times might be about 1 hour per day to maybe 3 hours per day. Some lucky guys maybe just 10 minutes away from their home. We're most lucky enough to do. But most of the people who I got in contact with, on an average, about 1 to 2 hours per day will be travel time to the offices. So that's either on the weekend, which has been available for the work-life balance, and there's nothing called so-called work-life balance. In one of my the other webinars, I've made it very clear. I'd love to do one more session on that. The work-life balance that you achieve is something that you love. You always love your work. You always love your job, and you keep doing it. So this is where you say that, okay, I'm going to be on holiday, right? So tomorrow, globally, there is a Eid holiday. Today, there are few of the people have got a holiday today. Few of the people have got a holiday for the whole week and Eid. So we keep still working from the holidays, right? And probably we just enjoy working, or we have been forced to work. It depends on you, how you think. So the why of that, or the purpose of this dilemma was all about whether should I get some kind of a break in terms of at least on a weekend, rather than going on a classroom session and just getting once again the same kind of a 3 hours journey and coming back. Does it make sense to just do online, or on the weekdays, some evening, whereby probably I'm reach home and I try to attend, right? And so that weekend I spend with my family, right? Now, this is the thought process of a lot of people. This is where the online got triggered. So, point number one, what are your triggers to make a decision, classroom versus online? As I always keep talking, the first and foremost one is always this one: the work, family, location, travel, environment constraints around you, right? Your environment around you also probably may not make it so safe enough. Probably, of course, fortunately, with the God's grace, we all in a good environment now in terms of we do not have much of the challenges on the COVID scenarios now that we can travel. Second is power and network connectivity disturbances. Now, this is the classic scenario whereby probably those areas where the power issues are a lot, especially on the Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays, and the training session happen online. And when you do not have a connectivity or the network goes off or the rainy situations in a condition you do not have your plan B already created, then probably this is going to be happening. You might not love to be online. You might say that, okay, I'm going to, for a little bit of inconvenience of a trouble of mine, I'm going to mitigate that risk for sure because I'm paying some money. I need to do this certification. That's my credo. If you are such kind of a professional, then yes, you might think about doing this absolutely at the classroom, right? That's the second trigger, online versus classroom. The third trigger, and a lot of people I have seen, in fact, maximum of them, right? Where they say that there's a huge amount of opportunities when we come across face to face with each other and not really online. Now, that doesn't mean that if you are in a session online, right, you do not network. No, you of course can network. However, there are constraints. I have found people do not come back again and again, or do not be in touch again and again from the online sessions that they do on offline sessions, right? Because of, first of all, even I also initially used to wonder what the difference, how does it make a difference? Because even online also, I can ask your all the email IDs. I can just ask your phone numbers, right? What's the big deal? But the offline session had the charm which potentially ask you to think about, hey, I like this person because not because what he says, one, because how he says, one, second, because of attitude, third, because I like the person. That's it. I enjoy talking to him. Fair enough. Now, that's possible in offline session. And this is what my experience is as well. When I used to go to the classrooms and when I interact with the people, this was the trigger for me to select offline versus online. Of course, when I did my PMP certification, for that matter, a long time back, I never had an option of online. So, but after that, a lot of facilitation happened online, and I somewhere felt that, okay, I am equally good enough, but there are some positives somewhere as well in terms of the either one of this, so which I'll demystify in a while. Fourth point or fourth trigger is the focus, the span of attention, and your grasping power. Let me ask you a question. Right now, you are sitting across me, right? And my train of the words or a train of the thoughts keep going. You're hearing my words. I bet more than 60% of my words are not being captured, honestly speaking. Probably you would have just come back from home office, or you're just starting the day, you just got up from the bed, or you're just on the lunchtime. Maybe you're hungry. Or you just finished the lunch. Whichever country you are in right now. That's a challenge. Span of attention online, span of attention offline. I'm not saying the span of attention offline or from the classroom is a great enough. No doubt about it. Having said that, this is another factor to select or choose online versus classroom. Think about it, guys. The last one is how smart are you understanding the topics? How much can you capture? Does it at all bother? Do you at all get bothered about whether online or classroom? You just know how to ask questions. You know, if you know the concepts, you will ask questions. If you do not know the concepts, you will not ask the questions. Absolutely. And I am a strong believer in it. Those who are not asking the questions will probably not even understanding those points or those areas or fundamentals of the certification. So the point is, if you are knowledgeable about your own subject, if you have got an experience in that particular area, for example, PMP, so project management area for that matter, right? So project management area or discipline, so agile area, you have been experienced enough. You would definitely have questions on this. That's another trigger. Now, does it make a difference, this particular final trigger? And there is no right and wrong answer, guys, here. So let me put some more perspective to this absolute top 5 triggers that were there in my mind where I was trying to build my slides on this. So let me quickly take you through a little more detailed differences before I, open up for the Q&A. Sure. I just wanted to go on and on and on and on, but then I said no more than one slide on this particular point. So quick ones. I'll not run through much in detail, but it's very easy for you to understand, right? So let me put up some differences, honestly, guys. Irrespective of whichever training you do, right? You do a PMP, you do PGMP, you do a PFMP, you do PBA, you do discipline agile, or whichever training. And why not anything else from other than PMI? The first thing the online training provide is the convenience of my home, of my hotel place, or my colleagues or a friend's place or relatives' place where I am on the weekend or an evening in the weekday. I could just easily, even during my travel back from office, at times I get late in office, I can just go on my mobile. I don't need to probably show my face necessarily unless the instructors ask me to show the faces. Still, I can show the faces while traveling, to be honest, right? So I can do that. This is one of the most convenient point for all of us, right? And the second point on online training, cost effectiveness. Generally, online training would be cost effective, would be a lesser price than the classroom training. Generally, seen that, right? My experience says that when you talk about cost effectiveness, it's not just the training cost only. It is also about the cost of your travel, right? It is the cost of your, not just the travel, but from the online perspective, your tool, you already have access to your laptop and Zoom, right? Sessions. It's just that what you do not think about during this cost effectiveness is the indirect cost that's been charged to you in terms of the power that you consume at your home for the online training, plus the network is Wi-Fi, so it's probably, you might have unlimited bandwidth or good enough bandwidth. So your power cost and your air conditioning cost where you might be sitting in or you might be operating in, right? There are two primary costs that you might face, of course. Now, I'm not going to bother you about the cost of your food that any which ways you might do it. But the third point, self-paced learning. Another good thing about online is I don't have a time today. And many times when there is a webinar session for me and when I'm at the receiving end, I might not have my time at all to go probably in any of the sessions. I might just do it offline, completely at self-paced. Of course, ProThoughts do have a self-paced session, recorded sessions as well, in case you miss out or unfortunately, PMI, in the latest avatar of it, PMI created a rule that self-paced course would be closed. It could be either the online or the classroom sessions for all the ATPs. The fourth point is global accessibility. No need to explain you that you can do it from anywhere, any place of the country you are traveling across. So that's another beautiful advantage on it. So another point to think through, it's not just the advantage, but a little bit of disadvantage full of distractions where control is yours, right? Somebody in your family is, probably need your kids, your spouse, probably your parents want your help. You are on the closed door, but you still get a knock. Or you are at home alone and there's a bell on your door. So there's a ring. What do? You might have a parcel from Amazon or Flipkart for that matter, and then you need to pick up those parcels at times. Say you lose a track. Something very important going on, you lose a track, right? The next point, talking about no break from your normal environment. What does it mean? This means that primarily you keep working from home, those who work from home, or you work from office, if you're doing the training from this situation. The same environment of your home where you spend 2 hours in the evening or maybe on a weekend online. The advantage that your classroom brings, it brings the monotonous environment. Most of the classroom sessions are either in the hotel rooms or some nice building of the respective ETPs, right? ProThoughts always do in a hotel room, so that you get a different exposure, different atmospheric surrounding. You probably might enjoy the food of a hotel, etc. That's what I personally feel. Of course, the ATPs may spend good amount of cost on that, no doubt about it. Maybe, and there's a reason the fees are a little bit higher on that front. The next point talks about limited participation when you are on online conversations. Now, obviously, when I say limited participation, that means, for example, there's a Zoom invite, okay? And I just break it up into a breakout rooms. All of you, for example, in the groups of 3 or 4 each. Within your own groups, I'm 100% sure you would do a fantastic job of talking to each other on the points. And you would cash out few options. Now, there are the pros and cons. Some of the people who are shy discussing over the online or sharing their ideas, or they might be switched off for a while. They might be thinking, and I've seen that practically, they might be thinking, oh, this is a breakout time, right? Okay, let's do something else. Let's finish off some quick emails while the other 2 guys are anyway chatting, right? My video is off. You don't have that liberty on the classroom. When I do a group exercises in the classroom, because I'm the proctor doing the exercise, right? So I'm the facilitator. I would ensure that people, I don't need to even do that. You guys are so smart enough that and matured enough, you just get going with wonderful participation amongst each other. Forget about now. Now this challenge, I've seen it all the way around, everywhere. When it's online, there is a good coordination amongst that particular group for a limited period of time. But the classroom session, if they are going to be, let's say 9 to 6, then at least 3 or 4 different breaks, you would always enjoy be together. It's like a brand new team coming of 20, 25, 30 people, and you follow the same beautiful chain of forming, storming, norming, performing, and adjourning. All right? 5-step process of it. It's just like that. Yeah. So the other advantage of this online is relatively more flexible breaks, because I do understand, even if you are in this session, right? Span of attention of yours, definitely not more than probably about 20 minutes, right? Maximum. I know that. So I try to limit my talk 20 to 30 minutes on this. Well, relatively what I experience in the classroom, 90 minutes I go without a break. And there are many people who just say, hey, Saurabh, can you just explain this once again? In online, I don't get those many. The problem with, even if I get somebody putting me on a hold or somebody asking a question, I'll have to put my session over, right? And then explain. That's not a problem at all. But people think that my question would disturb everybody. In offline, I've seen, I don't know whether that's a kind of a mindset or not, but this is what my generic practice, that people feel free to raise their hands when the concepts are. Concept clarity has become much more palpable and clearer in my classroom sessions. But yes, relatively more flexibility in terms of the breaks in the online, 100%. The second last point on this, it's relatively challenging on difficult topics online. Now, let me give you a small example of this. Many of you might be coming from projects background, right? You are working on developing a scope statement for your stakeholders. Now, the scope statement has been created through RFP responses. You have got an RFP in hand, which is for the deal which has been closed by the sales and pre-sales colleague. There are many of the conformances to the RFP, which has already been done in the past. And you're just trying to understand this. Now, you're doing the session with your colleagues online, and you are having a 2 hours debriefing from your seniors, from the sales colleagues, or as a part of the handover, because that deal is closed down, right? You're just trying to break your head on that. And there are your colleagues as well from our respective technical functions, right? Along with you. And all of them doing the debriefing. Think about it. It's not difficult though. It's not too difficult, but it is relatively difficult rather than being around your conference room in person and just breaking your heads against each other. Or walk up to a colleague and ask him the question instantaneously in the same office. Yeah, it's a different thing if you are really global team or you're really a virtual team, then it's a completely different thing altogether. So same with your kind of sessions on the certifications preparation. When you have the online exercises, relatively difficult topic are difficult to capture. Relatively difficult topic are difficult to capture, which is not so difficult when you have too many people, right? In the breaks in person can demystify this relative difficulty. The last point, personalized attention. So many people joined by now. Thank you so much for joining. Really appreciate that, right? Appreciate your time. I can't even have a personalized attention even to one for that matter. Hi, David. I just say hi, David. And I just go to David and keep talking to David. Others will, oh, what about us? Whereas my periphery vision, right? 360, or sorry, 180 degree. When I move in your classroom session, people think that, oh, he's talking to us as well, right? Here I can just talk to a camera. If I do a periphery vision, you might be thinking I'm looking at somewhere else. Right? That's a challenge. My whole objective to discuss with you on this slide was to just make you aware while you choose wisely. These are and maybe nothing new to you. All these things you know very well. I just wanted you to understand little bit in more detail about my experiences as well, and then you can make an informed decision about it, right? So one very important thing that might happen generally happens, at least with ProThoughts and we do a lot of gaming. I mean, gaming in the sense, games we play. And both online, offline, both games can be played, no doubt. What I saw, playing the games, when 4 people in the classroom, when they are together and they're doing that beautiful game as an exercise, as a simulation, they contribute maximum without my facilitation, or I just give them an idea, I just give them a concept, and then the next 20 minutes, they just go and crack. After 20 minutes, 10 minutes is nothing but debriefing of the everybody listen to it, to the unique concepts of theirs. This is a challenge in online. This I saw it when you are in the breakout rooms. I allow you to play a game. The collaboration, as I mentioned, right, may not be so effective enough in the breakout sessions, and generally not. The games and exercises, at times, some difficult games are a little more easier in the classroom sessions. Now, these are some of the points which I had in terms of the both, and I let you think about it, how you perceive it, and where you want to go from. I just probably thought I'll give you 3 use cases from real life experiences before I stop talking. So point number, the use case 1, one of my, it was 2021, and I was supposed to have evening sessions for PMP certification. And my evening session generally would be 4 hours every evening for 9 days. So this is how you cover your 35 PDU hours for the preparation, right? And the sessions were all absolutely online through the Zoom. And we were all eager to start the first day. Now, see what happened. On the day 1, everybody tried to join at 7:25, 7:30. Some people came 7:35. Some people came 7:40 p.m. I'm talking about PM. We used to do 7:30 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. IST, I stay in India, so I go with the India hours. But then good benefit of online is people really try to join from anywhere in the world, wherever they feel convenient. Because 7:30 p.m. IST, most likely, except Asia Pacific region, for the United States of America and for EMEA, both, and even for the Eastern Europe countries, these are very generic timings, so that's quite okay for them. So when we do this, people who are in India would have finished their day, would have been tired through the day, and then they join the session. Some people half-heartedly. My first experience on that particular batch was, people joined at 7:40 p.m., 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Of course, in 15 minutes, everybody was there, no doubt about it. And then we started, and in first 60 minutes, no questions at all. No questions. And in spite of requesting them to be switched on, the videos, I tried to make it a mandate. Everybody was on the mute. On the chat box, yes, there was a cooperation. There's a good collaboration. I found it little awkward. And it was my first experience. I said, what's it? So probably I tried to think through it. And then some of the reasons I got. The second day, we were supposed to, there were 9 days, right? So second day, we were supposed to do some exercises on the group. So we broke out in the groups, and we did try to do the exercises. And I'm a person who will revolve around the groups at times, in fact, all the times. I just drop from one group and I enter another group and see what's happening silently. I found on the second day, people were still not there in terms of collaboration well. So then in the end of the second day, starting with third day, I made a point. I set the expectation saying, guys, you need to open up. You need to come out with your own thoughts. I don't know what, otherwise probably I will not continue this breakout exercises. It doesn't make sense. I just keep going up. And from that, of course, the people took over and try to do maximum at their best. Now, that was one of my experience going online. One of the US companies very recently who came to us and the pharma organization, and they say that, okay, we want to do 2 hours a day for almost like 17, 18 days. The session started on a day one, 2 hours. That means generally that 2 hours might go without break. Take about 5 minutes break in between because it's online, right? Doesn't make sense. So 2 hours went on in the one day, first day, without a break. I asked them whether they want a break or not. They were saying, oh, no, we don't want a break. See the difference between my experience in the past and their experience in the present. People were all used to the online. Absolutely. Now, it depends on your, as I say, those triggers, right? It depends on your location, your how relive, how fresh are you in that day, how much pressurized your mind is, and so many points around there, guys. My third experience was on the one of the batches which we had in the corporate segment for one of the Bangalore-based company in India, and I had to travel offline. I mean, of course, classroom session to Bangalore. The corporate batch, my offline discussion with them, was for 4 days, continuous straightforward, 9 hours each, at times 10, 11 hours as well. You won't believe people enjoyed so much. They were all ready to spend 12 hours. Was there a difference between my course curriculum online or the games to be played online versus offline? May not be much. So who make a difference? Do I make a difference? Or am I the threadbearer here? Probably we may not. Am I the showstopper? I'm not sure. Now, this is where I thought, a lot of people are face-to-face much more comfortable at the cost of a travel and at the cost, a little bit extra cost, maybe for the hotel food, etc., whatever it is, and the convenience. I'm sorry, in the comfortness that they get, something out of their normal routines or out of their normal home food or home environment, and the most important about the networking opportunities. So, point here is I had various use cases where my conclusion here, right, says that this debate probably will go most likely in the favor of classroom session. But yes, people, let's say we have a David here. So people like David definitely may not be able to go travel across. And some people may not be able to even absorb the full online as well, right? Though you might love offline, you might not be able to travel at times. Vice versa, you may love online, but you might have a challenges. So for you guys, right, the ProThoughts have come with a beautiful offering for the, and of course, I'm not here to talk about the cost, etc. I just give the offering that we have here in terms of the value pack, which is classic blend of offline versus online. Right? So what we do in that primarily is the online participants who wish to cover, as I said, difficult topic, right? In the classroom. If you have done the online training, and if you want to, if you're in the same city and you know the dates and you are happening it, feel free to reach out to your respective sales professional in the ProThoughts, and I'm sure he or she will definitely help you getting into, right? For that particular, even the whole day also can be attended, right? Whenever you have, and this is absolutely free of cost. Okay, that's a value offering that we do. Now, vice versa, if you have got your attended offline, but you missed 1 day out of 4 days, and you want to pick up on online. You don't want to travel again and the next batch, or you don't want to wait and you find that, oh, online session starting immediately next week, and you want to do that. Feel free to do that. That's also vice versa possible, right? You can attend online as well. The other thing is whether of the online or offline, we always have got, ProThoughts always have got a WhatsApp group. So I personally create my own whole, be part of WhatsApp group and been there since many of the WhatsApp group from years now. So I never close my WhatsApp group. So you keep talking to each other on that, right? And once you network enough, typically offline or online, you'll still be in the game. You will keep connected with each other. Now, this is the value pack offering from ProThoughts. Of course, for more details, you can always reach out to the email ID that you have on the ProThoughts website, and the number also you have if you've got any more questions or clarification around it. All right. So feel free to primarily, connect back with me. These are my coordinates. Feel free to ask questions. But otherwise, this is what I wanted to bring through, guys. And yeah, that's pretty much. Let me open up for the conversation for your thoughts. What do you think? All your Q&As I can probably see, and then I'm going to. Okay. So while you think about the questions and put on the Q&A, let me. Okay, I've got a Naveen who's making a pointer. Naveen Goda. Hey, hi, Naveen. Oh, wow, lovely. Yeah, absolutely. We just spoke some time back. It's just like, some time back. So you were with me on July. She said, I would like to thank you since because of you, now I'm PMP certified. If you're okay, I'm okay to talk about my experiences. Absolutely, Naveen. I'm just going to let me see if I can make you, allow you to talk. Naveen, give me a moment. Yes, Naveen, you can unmute yourself and probably you want to chat with me. Feel free.
Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good, sir.
Glad to see you.
Yes, sir. So I actually had posted my journey kind of a thing on PMP certification. So thanks a lot to you.
Congratulations.
Yes. So
Honestly, I never thought that you joined this session, being
no,
even though having not done your PMP certification. Wow, that's incredibly awesome.
yeah. So all thanks to you because like I was just going through the seminar like which you just took the webinar and you saw the point. So I was on both the sides, the online as well as the offline, the classroom session. So I thought that's the reason I thought like I'll bring because many of them might find it more optimal in terms of online, but there are some catches which I couldn't. So that's the reason I found the best institute and I went through the online course again, the offline course again because we see a lot of because online yes it gives a flexibility but flexibility has its own backside flip side as well, right? Like you will always tend okay, let me just pause, let me go back, come later and attend it. So in terms when we are getting into some professional certification, obviously the dedication has to be there. You'll have to be there, you'll have to give your 100%, right? So that's one thing. And second is like what you clearly mentioned, the network what we built with the different team members or the colleagues or the members who come to learn. So that was a lot of opportunity which I was able to interact and get some ideas from them because everyone are from different industry. It's not like everyone are from the same industry are coming here. So that's one thing. And second is like the difference what I could make is like in terms of online, there's not much of an option to brainstorm, because offline, even in case if you have a small question, you just point it out. You may not think whether it's a correct question or not, but the kind of inputs what you get from others, that's more interactive. That's when the lot of learning happens rather than just going through what has been provided to us. So that's something which you helped us a lot with the platform of the classroom session. And in addition to that, what you also mentioned, because people might think that when you said that person who has taken online or who has taken an offline classroom session can also join another batch. I have seen that live experience as well, right? Like in our batch, we had two people who had initially attended the classroom session, but one or two sessions they weren't able to attend or they had questions. So they had joined our batch as well. And they got the questions clarified and we interacted with them as well. So I could make out that what's been told is what we get, and that's what you have been providing to us. And it's not always that okay, class starts at this time, it ends. No, even after the session ended, even then we used to interact with you, have a lot of questions like our day to day, how we can make better in our office, like the stuff. So all those things were really valid, and that helped us a lot in terms getting motivated. Okay, this is something which we need to do. Yep.
Honestly, Naveen, I don't know. I never expected you to join on the session. I mean, this is like this is like icing on a cake. Probably more than that. Thank you so much for your lovely words and congratulations once again for your most coveted certification.
Yes, and I just wanted to update, sir, that along with me, we had also one more person who had, uh, during COVID, he had attended your training online. And then along with me, he also joined Viraj. I think even, and want to update that even he also cleared his PMP. So in our office, we both came to your class. We both are now certified. And if people don't trust us, like I can give them my credentials to check. So I'm not just for the marketing. I'm not here for that. I can give my certification
so
number
much.
so they can cross check.
I also don't want anybody to market us.
No,
Of course,
we need to be very clear on that part. Yeah.
I'm really, bottom of my heart. Thank you so much, Naveen. You made it. Thank you so much. Thank you for attending this one.
No, this is an opportunity for me to give my guru kind of a thing, some
Oh
kind
my
of a,
goodness.
because of you, only we are what we are.
Thanks a lot. Thank you so much, Naveen. Thank you so much. Hey, guys, so guys, I've got my polls open. Meanwhile, if you have, can I take some questions of yours? Thank you, Naveen. Maybe you can just go on mute in case if you have. I'll just see if anybody else has got some question. Pilar, yes, you'll be getting the PDU code. So the PDU code would be shared across. Definitely, there is a PDU code. Put it in our chat box in a moment. Naveen, you could use your PDU code since you've already been PMP certified. I'm just putting on our chat. Meanwhile, if you guys have any other question, please put it in the Q&A. Okay, starting the polls. Thank you so much. So if there is no question, absolutely, I give it 5 minutes back to you. Thank you very much for joining in and enjoy the day. And good luck. Naveen, thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining. Really appreciate that.